Hello. Welcome to the stream then. Welcome to the stream, everybody. And thanks for the raid, Potato. Doing some stuff today, starting off with an AMA. And also curious how my audio is. I did some tweaks, changed the offset milliseconds to see if I'm lagging or not lagging. I don't really know. It's hard to tell when I'm actually streaming, in the process of streaming. So it's an experiment where I'll have to look back at the stream after the fact and see if this shit's working or not. I don't know. But hopefully, got all my fingers crossed. So how is everybody? How's Belgium? How's wherever you're at in Seattle? Syntax. Is it raining? I don't know. I'm in the dark depth of my office. I have no idea if it's raining outside or if it's bright and sunny. It could be 75 degrees out. Highly unlikely, but it could be. Forever gloomy. It's the way I like to think of it. Like when I'm in my office, I like to think that it is dark outside, or at least gloomy, worst case scenario. I mean, best case scenario. Worst case scenario, it's sunny and 80 degrees out. And then why the hell am I even here? Just trying to green screen my drink. So I'm going to kick off with questions right here. Some people wrote me some questions, and I figured, what the hell? I'll kick off today with an AMA because people do things like that on Twitch. So let's do that. I guess I should have put just chatting, but I'm not just chatting. I'm going to just chat, and then we're going to write some code. We're going to get into some Go and some other shit that I'm working on. And we'll get that. For those that were with me yesterday, we will get to finish that module. I realized what I did wrong walking home in the darkness in the rain as I was writing lyrics for some of the music that I'm going to write and have on the stream in the near future. And I was like, oh, duh, I just named it wrong. And I put the module package name at the wrong level. So I need to fix that. But, so, first question. Somebody asked me, how do you segment yourself as a developer and what is my role? Well, as a developer, because I've been a lot of other things that aren't a developer. As a developer right now, I have some title, which I'll mention in a minute, but it's not super relevant. The title is often not relevant, but as someone who does development and builds software, I tend to just think of myself as a coder. But really, the most accurate thing I have ever been called, and what I really feel like I do, is I come up with solutions. I see a problem, I build a software solution for it. And I think it's even more accurate that I am a solutions developer of some sort because I use a lot more than just software to come up with solutions sometimes. My role has often expanded far past just build software that makes a thing, move some file or some data from point A to point B to make sure, Frank or Sally or whoever gets access to that data. So how do I segment myself as a developer? Solution developer. That's what I am. I'm a solutions person. Right now, however, my title is cloud architect, principal cloud architect, senior architect, something architect. And again, like I said, that's not super relevant to what I do on a day-to-day basis. I do design a lot of things. I design architectures. I never say that I architect architectures because that's using that word in its context of like 600 years ago. And I think it sounds ridiculous. So I don't architect stuff. I design architecture. And then I build software solutions from the architecture that I design. So I don't know. I think that explains that question. I think it answers it. And then the second question, where would you place yourself on the tech stack? Someone asked, cloud app-focused libraries, middleware, system software, firmware or hardware, and what portion of the developer workflow are you focused on? Discover, design, implementation focused. Like so many things in this industry, I read this question and I think, no. Just no. And also yes. And I'll tell you why. It sounds psychotic kind of, but here's the catch. What do I not do? I don't know. I am often in a very interesting, strange role. I don't just get put on the user interface. I don't just get put on the back end. That never works out for me. That never happens. If someone ever pigeonholes me and puts me on one thing for more than 5 minutes, a second later they realize, oh shit, you can do all the other stuff. So here, do all the things, Adrian. And then I'm doing all the things. But that's cool. I like working wherever. I like working with a wide range of problems. So where am I in the tech stack? And I'm not saying that from a full stack perspective. That term is such bullshit to me because I always have to find out, what does that even mean to somebody? Does that mean full stack like CSS, JavaScript, and HTML? Okay, that's cool. Now we have something to speak about. Or does it mean like actual full stack? Like you can do server? You can do server stuff? You understand what the server's doing when it receives a request for an HTTP, HTTP request, and then you got to give it an HTTP response? You got to change header info? Like, do you know how to deal with those things too? Like saying full stack is so loaded and so meaningless all at the same time. It's almost like saying I'm a cloud developer. Okay. Does that mean I develop a picture repository storage thing in Dropbox for a company? That doesn't mean cloud to me. Me means you do development on AWS, GCP, or one of the big providers, and you understand how virtualization, containerization, queuing, you understand all those, like all sorts of aspects about what you need to do to basically build, I think, what you might even call a cloud native application today. But that's a loaded context. And what I have done is I have done things like written assembly, yes, on hardware. I have even dorked around with it, and I've seen Twitch streams that are super badass where people have written assembly for old Nintendo games, because that's kind of sort of what you did. And they're doing it now, though, not just on Nintendo. They're doing it for Nintendo games now. I didn't even know people were doing that until I started watching Twitch streams. But I've done that all the way to, yes, I have done React. I've used Angular for a hot minute. I don't remember anything about it. And, I've done everything in between. So what part of the tech stack am I in? Well, to quote a famous movie, whatever I want. Yeah. So that's where I'm at. I'm at wherever. Wherever a solution needs to be had for a problem, I'll work on it. And I'll get it figured out. It's not a problem. Full stop. Bianca Abbott. I also, in the midst of creating solutions, can't always say things well. Sometimes I don't say things right at all because I run all this shit together, a little ADHD. But you say it's all about the ERA IMO. For a while, the web split and people specialize, right? But I feel like enough kids have grown up and come into the industry where there was only web and they just did both, all sides. Just my 2 cents. Oh, it's you, Brian. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, it definitely looks like Bianca. Oops, my bad. Yeah, and that's a big part of that, right? When people ask me things like, what part of the tech stack do I work in? I have a very big problem trying to determine what they mean right off the bat. I have to ask follow-up questions. It never is just this or that or whatever. I'm like, I'm in any part that needs a fix. And all the parts need fixed all the time. They all have all sorts of issues. Like even all the assembly code still needs, a lot of it needs rewritten. A lot of the new code should probably be written in assembly and not whatever it is written these days. I mean, everything is like a Band-Aid on a Band-Aid on a Band-Aid. And at some point, you got to take all the Band-Aids off and you're going to be left with something. Hopefully the wound's healed at that point, right? Yes. See, like that's, if somebody leads with that, I can answer this question. What part of the tech stack do I work with if the tech stack is computer network storage app? those parts, right? But at the same time, like I don't really work with the network. I handle HTTP requests. That's the biggest thing that I deal with on a daily basis. And in the case of storage, I write and read files. Like I'm not handling I/O or backplane stuff on the drives or any of that kind of stuff. You know, I might deal with some aspects in the cloud from, is it blob storage versus like a simple data record of key value? Or maybe is it key value versus columnar store, like with Cassandra, something like that. But, you know, it really depends. It really matters on the context of where that question's being asked from. Hyper-converged infrastructure. Yeah, I don't know. That seems like one of those golf course management terms too, hyper-converged infrastructure. But because it could just mean anything, right? It could mean I work on software networking, or I work on assembly for devices that are the network, the actual network, right? The physical network, moving the bits back and forth on things. So yeah, all the things. I'm a tech nerd at heart. I'll work with whatever part, wherever the solution needs to be made. So what tools, next question, what tools do you use across each stage of development? Let's go with that before part 2 here. What do I use? What am I using right now? For my current role, I'm doing some architecture and I'm doing some actual code development, not just drawing like pretty pictures and stuff and writing docs about that architecture. So with that, using tools like Jira, Visual Studio Code, such as what I've written this lovely markdown in, because you have to put it somewhere, and I don't really want to open up something that's not a code tool in the first place. So I use this and the other suite of things down here: WebStorm, IntelliJ, PyCharm, Golang. When I'm writing C#, I do have, come on thing, I know you're up here. Where is it? Oh yeah, I do some app code whenever I got to write, just based on the name, the Apple software. I use DataGrip for some of like whenever I have to get into SQL and things like that. And I use Writer. See, I have it installed. Ta-da! I use Writer whenever I'm doing C# or F# work. So basically JetBrains, that's the answer. I use JetBrains tools. But also Jira. We got a lot of our tracking in Jira. We got tracking in, I use tools like Google Docs, Google Sheets. I like those. I like the online Office 365 stuff these days. Not too bad. I don't like tools installed on my machine for that, the Office tools. I don't like those to be installed on my machine. The only thing I like to kind of use is Keynote. And I like Keynote because if I'm going to do a presentation, I want to follow as closely as possible. A good friend of mine gave me a book called Zen Presentation or Zen something like that. And it basically talks about how, like, don't put words in the slides. The slides are just there to be there while you are saying the important things. So I'm big into the whole mindset of like Zen presentations, and Keynote is built around the premise of building presentations around that idea. Unlike PowerPoint, which is basically a presentation tool that is there to feed people Word docs. That drives me nuts. So I'm not a big fan of PowerPoint, but whatever. Again, I'll use whatever tool. I'm not really that set. There's no hill to die on as far as presentation tools are, as far as I'm concerned. SDN, NFV, and everything is in NPUs and FPGAs. Totally amazing. I started out networking. The idea is throwing switching fabric on an FGPA would have been insane. Yeah. In the realm of, speaking of tools and stuff, in the realm of Kubernetes, I'm still nuked with the whole idea that Kubernetes is basically like a huge thing on top of all the stuff we already had. Like on top of the computers, on top of the networking, it's abstracted away all of that stuff into a new realm, and now we write all Kubernetes, right? Kubernetes all the time. Everything needs to be in Kubernetes. It needs to be in Go. It needs to be running on Kubernetes. It needs to be containerized. Like if you're running a modern infrastructure and modern apps, that's the baseline stuff that you need. That's what it's become. And it's kind of one of those, if you want it to be or not, doesn't matter what you feel about it. That's kind of what it's becoming, regardless. Because a lot of companies are doing this stuff and they probably don't need to, ever. But here we are. And I'm not really complaining. I kind of like it. It's more stuff to play with. And it does, in many situations, it makes things a lot easier. And it forces companies to do things in a way that it is indeed a lot easier. But for some, it is not better for them. Like, they shouldn't use computers any more than they have to. But I digress. What are the most important features and functions of these tools? The most important features and functions of the tools that I use are to stay out of the way, except for the few things that I need from it to do. So in the case of all the JetBrains tools, I want it to not be in my way. I want it to show me things the way I want to see them, which is give me the ability to control tabs, spaces as 2 spaces or 4 spaces for the in lieu of tabs formatting. Because whether I'm doing Python or whether I'm doing JavaScript or whether I'm doing C# or whatever, I want to be able to have the formatting that is pertinent to that tool and not one thing imposed on everything. That's just bad. It messes up code bases. It makes things actually not work in some scenarios. Like if you remove white space and casings and all sorts of stuff, you'll break code. So I want IDEs to basically make that part transparent, get the code up. And then the one big thing that I like from my IDEs is to be able to provide refactoring. Refactoring is huge. And you see it on stream. Like, I use it all the time to rename things, and then it renames it throughout the entire project, so I don't have any conflicts there. I don't have to chase down silly little mistakes that I might make, like putting a period in the wrong place or casing something incorrectly. It just fixes it throughout the code base. Being able to move things like functions and be able to extract pieces of code out into a function or a method or whatever, and then abstract out classes, break out interfaces, and inherit things appropriately, especially like in a language like Java or C#, super important to be able to have those refactoring tools. That kind of stuff, being able to refactor is huge, especially in the heavy languages like Java and C#, where like you want to be able to move around big pieces of code to clean things up without breaking things. And you can do that with good IDEs. JetBrains IDEs, in the case of C#, like Visual Studio itself. With Java, I'm sure Eclipse does that kind of stuff nowadays, but got to have those types of capabilities in the IDE. Those are the most important 2 things in software development for me. That's refactoring and it being generally out of the way. Speed is a good third. Like the JetBrains IDE stuff, they don't start up super fast. That's what I have Visual Studio Code for. I don't care about a debugger. I haven't relied on a debugger in years. Console.log, spitting something out. Every once in a while, I will admit I do use a debugger, but I don't rely heavily on it. And I haven't needed to. And I'm not saying like some of my software is not simple. Like I don't know why. I've never been a heavy debug user. Probably because the minute I stepped out of the Microsoft universe and Visual Studio, I effectively stopped using the debugger, and it broke me of that habit, which I will admit was a long time ago. The first time I stepped out of the .NET, or not, I shouldn't say .NET, the Microsoft universe, because it's pre.NET. 1996, 97, when I was learning to code, I didn't know debuggers even existed. Like to be able to debug or test anything, I had to just, write it out, spit something out, see what was happening, trial and error. So whenever I write code, most of the time, unless the debugger is already there and it's transparent, I'm not even going to use it. I don't know. So it's not high on the priority list. Refactoring and the other stuff is definitely higher on the priority list. Now, if I could debug effectively a distributed system with tooling, I might say that was a high thing, but that doesn't work. Like there isn't a debugger that really effectively, you got to get your observability game down hardcore to be able to actually do effective debugging on a serious distributed system, like on a big Kubernetes cluster or a big Apache Cassandra cluster or React cluster, not React, or anything like that. Any type of distributed system where you're gonna have a bunch of nodes. Like there is no debugger that's going to give you a nice, clean, easy way to just trace into whatever thing that you need. You're not going to know which node's doing what. You shouldn't know which node's doing what, really. These things should be managing themselves, and there's no debugger that's really going to follow that. You're going to have to do log tracing. You're going to have to do heavy-duty stuff from that context. And that's also, not only did I kind of break myself or not even introduce myself to any habit around a debugger, as I got into distributed systems, any hope of using a debugger just was lost. Like I just couldn't get one to do anything that was super useful in that regard. Like I have to trace down issues myself. I have to go look at the log files. I have to go look at where code is breaking and go get it to spit out things, stuff like that. But anyway, that's a good question there. Some of the stuff that Facebook research has. Statistical modeling of software, analyzing it, ripping it apart, modeling it, and reassembling it. It's so damn hot. Link? You got a link? I think you can post it in chat. That would be super rad. I would like to go see that too. Even though I have all sorts of frustration with the ethical notion of what Facebook is, I would love to. I love some of the work that they're doing. Use GoSQL at all? I do use GoSQL. Cassandra. Yeah. Probably tomorrow. No. Tomorrow's happy hour. So if you're in Seattle, come to SCA and have happy hour. But using GoSQL and the library that I'll be publishing a module of a little later on this session is using GoSQL. But the Friday, I will be streaming the start of putting together some code around doing Apollo authentication, which is the DataStax hosted Apache Cassandra database as a service. And the authentication is done with a secrets file. And I'm going to work on authentication for that system for GoSQL so people can use Go to write code against that service. So hopefully get started Friday, and soon thereafter, we'll put a PR into the GoSQL project. So let's hear. Cool. I'm looking for that link, or I'm looking to see you post that link so that I know where to go look at that stuff, because that sounds super cool. Let's see here. Question 4: how has this changed throughout different projects or roles? The tooling? I feel like I just accidentally explained that through conversation. So Jira hasn't always been a thing. I've used TFS or TFTS, Team Foundation Services, and Team for whatever that thing is that Microsoft uses with Visual Studio. A lot of the .NET work that I've done in the past ended up using TFS. I've installed TFS even. That was a nightmare. But mostly just it's usually been some kind of ticketing system, some type of flow that we have, and then just whatever IDE and issue tracking and an IDE somewhere and some docs. I've used different doc software. From a data aspect side, I don't know, usually an IDE that allows me to run CQL or SQL or whatever query type things or reporting queries easily. I aim for that, and that's sort of improved over time. There's a lot of systems and tools out there like SQL Server reporting services I always kind of liked it a little bit. I've done a lot of cube work, SSQS or SSC, SQL Server Cube Services, SQL Server, whatever the business intelligence cube thing is that SQL Server has. I've done several projects with that. I've also done a bunch of SSIS back when it was DTS. Thanks to Put Data Quality for reminding me what that was called earlier. So way back in 2000, I had done a big project at Allstate with DTS, Data Transformation Services, which is basically ETL. Right now, all these ETL pipelines. It's really cool. They even have a little screen where you can see the little pipes going from object to object, which is like database to that application to this service that munges it together or whatever, and then spits it out. So I did a lot of stuff with that. And that I think the data tools have changed the most in the last however many years my career has been, really. That's changed more than the IDEs, more than the debugging, because it's all become vastly larger amounts of data, vastly larger and more extensive systems processing that data, and the data being needed all over the place for all sorts of things among all sorts of systems. Like the first systems that I saw where I was using it, it was very much the system needed to move the data from basically one spot to another spot. That was it. And that was very, very, very frequent. And now we want this data here available to all these things. And that makes a lot of things change. Okay, let's see here. What is that? That is Facebook developer aroma. Aroma. Using machine learning for code recommendation. Facebook engineering. This is a nice page. I don't think I've looked at Facebook stuff lately. Let's learn Facebook. Satish and Celeste. Thousands of engineers write code. Writing code recommendation. Yeah, I'll take a gander at this for sure. Oh, look, they're using that thing. Corpus query, feature-based thing. Look at this well-written blog post. I really like that. I wish more blog posts looked like that. I wish my blog post looked a bit more like that with nice. I feel like whoever wrote the blog post had a team put together the graphics and stuff, like this little square, triangle, whatever, and then the application queue or whatever that thing is, and then this way, then it splits out, right over here. That's awesome. Yeah, exactly. Marketing help, making it look proper good. Then let's see, what's this next one? Getting Facebook learns Facebook tools learn to fix bugs automatically. Oh, I guess that'd be a debugging tool that I would love to use. If I can get a debugging tool that's going to help fix things without me needing to do it. Woohoo! Then let's see, predictive test selection. Okay, some of this stuff just sounds crazy. This stuff sounds on the verge of, let's just fire all the programmers because the computers can do it. What do we need to be here for? Waiting for the day. We're gonna have to move to like basic income and some other type of political system, because otherwise this stuff just ain't gonna, we ain't gonna be we're not all gonna be able to be programmers, Yeah, exactly. Not too far away. Finding and fix software bugs automatically with SapFix and Sapiens. That seems like names that are copyrighted. Somebody's gonna sue Facebook. That's okay though. Whatever. If somebody has to sue Facebook, that's fine. I'm sure it'll be big corporation fighting another big corporation. And then let's see here. This one. Releasing a new benchmark and data set for evaluating neural code search models. Interesting. So, everybody watching after the fact, definitely something cool to check out. Thanks for bringing that up. Much appreciated. Her link is going to save us all. Yes. Connect us into the model machine, and we get to keep participating, at least for a while. Yeah, and then when the environment's all messed up, we'll just stay in the machine. It'll be like the Matrix. That's how we'll survive. We'll just be in little tubes. We won't actually be able to leave the tubes like in the Matrix, though, because the environment will be too messed up. People drove too much, whatever it is. So, question 5, what are the major points of frustration today, and how could new tools and features solve them? I think we just looked at from the things that you posted a lot of what new tools and features could solve a lot of the problems that we face today. In how do I get to this? So, what are my major points of frustration today? Honestly, not software. That is not my biggest point of frustration. Nothing in software frustrates me that much. It all seems like solvable problems that we're all working toward in some way, form, or manner. What frustrates me is that often the way companies are structured and the way a lot of society is still structured is too conservative to run efficiently or to run well. And a lot of people are sold short on a number of things. And I'm not trying to say like we all need to be, I don't know, democratic socialists or communists or libertarians or whatever political mess. That's not what I'm saying. Simply saying all societies on Earth right now have organizational structures that lend to being poorly set up. And part of that is the fact that we humans don't effectively communicate on a daily basis. Not that we're trying to mess it up or anything. We're doing what we can, but we could do, I believe that we could do dramatically better. And that's my point of frustration. Is just that we humans kind of just we're not really good at this whole communication thing. We're not good at effective, quick iteration among ourselves. Like, forget the software development side of things. Like, that's almost solved. We need to fix ourselves. We need to get better at these things that we are trying to do as a society, as people working together, etc. Like, we just have a really rough time with that. And that's where I get frustrated. And I feel like I've accrued enough management and leadership skills and all those fancy words for that stuff to be able to work my way through it. But as someone who generally wants to build things and not particularly lead large teams of people, which I have done in various ways as team lead and as indirect, I don't want to particularly have to do that. I want to do things and provide this to people and have them run with it. Kind of the whole notion of self-organization, etc. I have seen people effectively do this, and it can be done. It's just a matter of getting more people to do that. I think that would be very, very good. All right. So that's the big 5 questions. Then Chris Biscardi asked, aka Party Corgi. He has a Party Corgi, an emoji. So if you ever check his channel out, definitely follow him. Awesome Party Corgi emoji. Super rad. Okay. Why aren't I blogging more? I'm not blogging more right now because, boom, I changed roles from developer advocate, which would change a lot of the answers to these questions right here. And I am now what did I say I was earlier? Something architect, engineer, cloud principal cloud architect, I think. Yes. So I changed roles. Anyway, with the change of roles, I've had to do a lot of things to ramp up on the specific goals of what I'm trying to achieve right now. And because of that, I haven't been writing a bunch of stuff on the blog. Also, I just have ups and downs, lulls, But a lot more stuff will be coming out soon because myself and team members at DataStax, we're actually doing a lot of things that will be getting published on my blog. We're going to be setting up a Medium blog, a Dev.to blog, some other blogs about this whole mission around. And be sure to tune in on that stuff and check it out. I'll be talking about it right here on this stream and other places around a mythical, awesome company and the respective story that we've dubbed BetterBots. It's going to be super freaking rad. So be sure to check that out in the coming weeks. Zonkalam Security, Zonkalam. Where do they keep getting these names? I feel like Facebook is actually doing a pretty good job with naming. Because, is there going to be a collision with this one? I don't think so. Zonkalam. How Facebook uses static analysis to detect and prevent security issues. Oh, nice. And if only they could use static analysis to detect bullshit on their website and get it off of there. That'd be pretty cool. Zonkalan. How do you even say that? That's a cool name, though. You can't mess up that as far as searching for it, you know. Contains more than 100 million lines of code. Hack code. That's pretty cool. Okay, I gotta, again, another thing to look at a little later. Appreciate all the links. Feel free to add more. Zen colon. That's how it's called. That gives me all sorts of thoughts. Dark thoughts. Then the last thing, somebody was asking me earlier today, what are some of the strategies to stay relevant in software development in this industry in general? Well, if the AI and all the blah, blah, blah gets better, then we're just all out of luck. We're tough shit, right? It'd be really dark times. So, I don't know. Learn how to survive in a Mad Max universe. Sounds kind of fun. Oh, yeah. What are some strategies? I think the number one way that you can effectively stay relevant in this industry, in software development specifically, but in the tech industry, is find a space that you like to tinker and work with that stuff as much as possible. Right? Because then it's not painful. Like if you got to do stuff that you don't like on a daily basis, that really gets to suck. So make it as least painful as possible. And prospectively, if you actually have interest in it, follow that path. Follow the parts that you like the most. There's tons of niche stuff to do. You could work in accessibility. You could work on back-end stuff. You could work on front-end stuff, making sure that web pages look beautiful, blah, blah, blah. You could shift out and move into graphics or whatever. But also, I would say one thing. If you go into management, make sure to stay technical. Whenever economic times get hard, guess who goes first? Middle management. Everybody goes. Some of the technical people go, but pretty much all of middle management, off at the head, right? And they're going to have the longest time, if they're not technical, getting back on their feet. And we're not talking like a month or 2 months or 3 months. We're talking 6 months to 2 years. That's what happened the last time there was a big crunch, right? So if you are in leadership, make sure to stay technical. Make sure to stay on top of the things that you actually are leading people to work with. Doesn't mean you have to implement code every day at work. It just means you need to stay in touch with what the hell's going on. Also, don't get too carried away with the brand new shiny thing, because if any type of hiccup happens in the economy, all the shiny shit goes away for a good year or two. I mean, you're just gonna be twiddling your thumbs. So be ready to just sling code for whatever. So that's my advice around that. Stay technical. Don't get overly dependent on management. Until you become an executive, and even when you become an executive, it's still, you become an executive, you're loaded up with the risk. It's a very much a sink or swim type of scenario. You don't get to join a union or be protected if you're an executive. Some executives, they become billionaires or whatever, and those are the exception, but there's a ton of them that, you mess up, you're out. It's over. So save your pennies. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Save your pennies. So that's it for the AMA. I'm done talking about things. Nothing more to talk about. I'm going to take a quick break and be right back. So in the meantime, I'm going to put on some crazy tunes here and do a little slip screen. So should be less than 5 minutes. This should be like 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And then we are going to write some Go. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Syntax Ritual. Been able to catch you live. Yeah, thanks. I'm glad you got to join. That's super, super rad. And also, we should bike somewhere. The hell? Why have we not biked anywhere? We should go to some distant dark forest or something and have an adventure. Anyway, have fun. And I'll see everybody in like 2 minutes. So, cheerio. Almost. All right. So, on that list, boom. From yesterday, this is what we were working on. We got a module written. We published it. I published it. It didn't work. But it didn't work for a reason. For what I believe is a very simple reason. And I thought about it on the way home yesterday. And let's see, where is my code? Let's get that up here. This is it. We got it. Basically pulls together. It pulls out the key spaces, the tables, and the columns in an Apache Cassandra database. So a cluster, wherever it's at, if you send it the hosts, right? So in this case, it's just going to be localhost. Username and password, and it goes and grabs that stuff out of the system tables. Pretty straightforward. So let's see here. Where's our situation at? Okay, I have my container running. Oh, it's still running 25 hours. Have I not turned off my computer? Let's roll that. Let's do, just for a refresher here. In here, there is testing. Speak 3 freak. Speaker freak. Speaker freak. Yeah. Hello, Speaker freak. Thank you for the follow and welcome to the code pit. I just had to say it a few times, out loud, because the brain was just not, something. So, okay, I have my Docker Compose file in the testing directory, just so you can spin up stuff too, as you need to. Where are you joining us from, Speaker Freak? Compose down. What? Removing network is not found. That's strange. Portland, huh? Well, you had me envious. Welcome to Portland. I used to be a Portlander for a long time, and I am now a Seattleite. But in my darkened soul, I'm still a Portlander. Portland's freaking awesome. My advice as a cyclist is just to ride your bike everywhere. Don't try to drive in Portland. Also, if you come to Seattle, don't try to drive in Seattle. It will make you insane. Salt Lake City, that's huge. Oh, Salt Lake City. I had been to Salt Lake City too. And my mama said, don't say nothing if I ain't got nothing good to say. Nah, just kidding though. Salt Lake City's got its pluses. The first time I flew in, it seemed like I was entering Mordor. It's pretty trippy. But no, I like Salt Lake City. I'm glad I live in Seattle though. I will say that. But I love Portland. Portland's got that nice, almost European nature to it, where it's like compact enough where you can like walk a lot of places. You can just you can get around really easy. Pending you're not trying to drive. That's a whole different game. If you're trying to drive, all bets off. I don't know. You're going to be stuck places probably. But it's just a very easy city to get around in, especially as long as you're in the kind of like the downtown core area. But also, I've loved the community there, the bike community. Very cool crew. I would say they're inclusive. I think they're inclusive, but I don't know. I kind of look like someone, I can't always speak for that. But yeah, that's the big thing. Just the community. The community in Portland has always been spectacular. Like even now I go back for a few days just to hang out or whatever, and I'll hang out with friends that I've known for ages. And I ain't exactly 16. I'm not just like going and hanging out with whoever. But I go back and I get to hang out with people I don't even know. I make new friends every time. And that's one thing I love about Portland. It's always been a great city in that regard. And it's pretty epic. I'm amazed that it's still managed to keep that much of it over the years. because a lot has changed. It's definitely gentrified, and it's definitely changed. Like the income stratosphere has changed. It's shoved a lot of the artists, musicians, and poor out of the city, and made a lot of people homeless. Same thing in Seattle. Seattle used to be a pretty approachable city, but Seattle has always had a cold shoulder. Very much that Scandinavian of like, I ain't gonna talk to you because I don't have to, and I don't have nothing to say to you, so I'm not. Nope, nothing. It's just like, that's Seattle. And Portland's like, oh hey, come on over. We're gonna eat some of this green stuff off this tree, and then go ride a bike around. That's Portland. So that's my take on the two cities. Very, very simplified. But love the city. Let's see here. So yeah, welcome to Portland. Welcome to the Northwest. Welcome to Cascadia. We're all here. I gotta add this caveat. The reason I say that is the first time I came to Portland and actually hung out with other people. Like I was old enough, because my grandparents had lived there for ages, and we used to come visit them since I was like a little bitty brat. But the first time I came to Portland, where I was old enough to go wander around by myself, I think like 14 or 13 or something, I go and I'm hanging out with these people, and they're like, hey, you want to get some grub? And then we're going to go down to this park, and they're going to have this like big festival thing. I had no freaking clue what they're talking about. And they're like, here, you can ride this shitty bike. So I'm riding on this like shitty broken down bike that barely goes. And we get to this people's place that I was hanging out with. And again, like I met them just that day. I don't know who they were. And I actually don't remember who they are. Like I don't know whatever happened to them. We go to their place, and they have this stuff, and they pour it out. It's like a soup or something. They put it on a plate, and it was like, here's some green shit. I collected this yesterday. It's pretty good. And of course, like being from the South, you don't just eat shit off of trees, man. That stuff will kill you. Dead. Everything's trying to kill you in the South. So like I'm thinking, I'm freaking out. I'm like, what do you mean like, where did you find it? And then he says it's some type of, oh shit, what was it? Anyway, it was like a green soup. And I'm just like, you're tripping me out. But anyway, I had a great day with him. And then we went and putzed around at this big park, and it ended up being a festival. There's a big fire they had in the park. And then they had people jousting on the bikes. Oh my God, one of the most spectacular things I ever went to in my life. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, anyway, that's why I say green shit off a tree. Yeah, I ate some of it. I mean, I grew up around New Orleans. You eat pretty much anything, even if people tell you it's going to kill you. Oh, actually, let me tell you, because being in Portland now, you should know this, actually. This park, during the summer times, becomes the park, and I can't think of the name right now. Exactly. It is Portland. I know right where to zoom in. Whoops. It is. Wait, it's not that one. Is it this one? I think it might be this one. No. It's right. Oh, wait, where's the food carts? The food carts are like right here. And then, wait, where the heck? It's this. It's Colonel Sumner's Park. This is a park. Why is it not showing up as a park? Don't tell me they turned it into freaking apartments or some shit. What in the world? Yeah, it's still a park. Yeah. Well, okay, that's a house. Oh, there's the park. Yeah, see? It's a park. Over there. And there's like this little structure right there. Sometimes they put a fire in the middle of it and do. They're not supposed to put a fire, but they do it anyway. It's a really great park. It's just nothing real specific about it. But like the whole bike crew sets up a big party there, and then over in this part of the park, they do like they don't do it anymore in this part, but they used to do bike jousting in here over the tennis courts. Yeah, so that's all it is. Just a flat park, and then over here is like a city gardens where you can grow stuff to eat, like actual edible stuff. Yeah, awesome place. Yeah, okay, it's on Belmont. That's what it is. Between Belmont and Taylor, right there. So yeah, good park, good times, fun stuff. Oh, all right. So yeah, my module does these things, and what I need to do is, I goofed up. The module is named github.com/code/Adrian/Cassandra schema. So I need to move that out into the root. And again, this is just my hunch. It doesn't need to be in a folder like I had it. Excuse me. And then let's actually move. Well, that stuff can stay there. Don't need to be there. So the test and the model, yeah, tests are out there. Everything looks good. Let's see if we can still get the test to run. Oh, actually, let's check the configuration. Go test. Schema. Dot. Yeah, so, okay, that should work. And this is a module, so I really only have the test to work off of, right? Okay, so they pass still. And like I said, the Docker instance is still over here. It's doing its thing. It's just running Cassandra. So the test should run no matter what you've done. And I think I had it connected. Yeah, we called it Keyspace McSpacey. Thanks, Chris Biscardi, for the excellent name for the database. Yep. All right. So that seems to be working. All that stuff. But then let's go in here. And I don't know. Speaking of tools and functionality, let's rename this and let's see if I can get it to be renamed as Cassandra schema. Yeah, not a valid thing. Okay. Cassandra schema. Can I call it that? I don't know about that naming. Bodega. What's training? What did I miss? Oh, raining. Yes. Oh, also, big tip in Cascadia. Get a hoodie that's fairly water resistant and just expect it to rain every day. And then you'll be fine. You have no problems. And it doesn't get any colder here than it gets on a reasonably not that cold day in Salt Lake City. So you're set. O'Brien, I think he was saying it was from SLC2, but I think that was a pretty long time ago. I think he's been in PDX for a number of years, because when I still lived there like 5 years ago, he was still there. Before that, I don't know how long he's been there, but he's been there for a while. Okay, so I renamed it to this, and then I'm gonna put that git add fixing module name to match the repo. All right, so then we need to go, and I need this. Sometimes I really wish this pretzel metal was more metal. Stuff is just too much keyboard. Sometimes I want keyboard stuff. Sometimes I just want like some chunky guitars. Let's go with, nope, I know this song too. And I know all the songs now. I really got to get working on my own tunes faster. Produce, Adrian, produce. Get it done. Okay, so out to GitHub. Which one is Bodega? Oops. And Bodega in PDX or Bodega here in Seattle? This Bodega? Because I know isn't there one on Belmont called Bodega? Right here by this place? No, that's called the Center for Rejuvenation. Ad Astra? What? Isn't that a movie? It's a house. I don't know what's going on. Oh yeah, that's a nice looking house. I can't believe it's still there. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, and SLC Bodega. This one? Am I in SLC? I am in SLC, right? Yeah, I am. Okay. Oops. The rest. Hip speakeasy with unusual. That means something in that city, right? Like, what's this? What do you do at a speakeasy? You get 3% beer? Spirits in kitchen. Wait, you can have spirits? I'm so confused. I don't know what's going on anymore. Clearly out of touch. I do love this though. The like actual street grid in Salt Lake City that exists here. That's kind of cool. Yeah. Anyway. All right. So Turbo Spork. That's not what we're after. Adrian. And then I had named it Cassandra Schema, but that is not. It says either restaurant or bar. You can't be both, and there's tons of weird. Yeah, you'll find that there's actually a lot of weird shit in Portland too about that. The OLCC, flaky as hell. Same thing up here in Seattle too. Like I just asked a dude at a bar recently. I'm like, why do you have to put on the door? Every door, you can't bring a gun and you can't bring, no overservice and no guns. I'm like, do you have to put that on the door? That seems pretty weird. Like, people aren't bringing guns into places, right? And he goes, no, it's just the law. Like, we don't have to actually put that there. Like, nobody's bringing their guns into bars. I was like, all right. It's weird. Cheers, Brian. Catch you next time. There we go. All right, so we're gonna break the repo. What does it say? Oh, neat. Now it's saying to do that. Git remote, move, origin, git remote, add origin. This one. There we go. Git status. Git pull, git push. Oh, git push. Yeah, set upstream origin master. Hope to catch you next time too. I like input. I like your input, I should have said. I like everybody's input. I like people adding shit to the stream. That's what makes this stuff so fun. And also that way people don't think I'm talking to myself. Because I'm not really talking to myself. I only do that on Saturdays. Oh, let's see here. Okay, we get that up there. Right? Git status. Git pull. Can I do it both ways now? Git push. I did it right? Okay, cool. And then, oh, yeah, so theoretically, Cassandra Schema. It's in the wrong directory. I guess I could do this too. Let's hear git remote fee. Oh, whoops. All right, under schema. And git remote -v. I want to copy this, and I'm going to actually. Okay, I guess this is the most backwards way to do this, but I could have just renamed the folder. Cool. Okay. So now we can go back to my project that I started yesterday, where I was having the problems. Whoops. And let's see if we can actually get it now. Okay, finish indexing. Okay, yeah, so it should be Cassandra schema V012. So that's kind of interesting. I didn't update the tag. What am I doing wrong here? Found, whatever. That does not contain package. Let's import CCP operator. Let's try to do the tag. Unless one of y'all know how to actually make a Go thing work, a module, or can tell what I'm doing wrong here. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. Oh no, whoops. I'm about to goof it up. RF. I thought I deleted. Oh shit, what did I delete if I didn't delete that? That is the one, right? Cool. So I'm trying to get this module to work, and clearly I'm got something going on here that's not right. So what's your Golan? Let's open that up right in a new window. So this is the module, and I'm trying to use it in the other one. So this is, yeah, package Cassandra. Everything's in Cassandra schema. Right, modules are detected. So, right, they're on. So then terminal. Clear, go build, output, cheese. Isn't that how to do it? There it is. Okay, cheese. Cheese. So it does build, doesn't break, and then we do a go test. That works, right? Everything passes. Yeah, okay. Last time I actually worked, they didn't have the modules. Oh yeah, we're on 113 now. So yeah, 10 dot versions later, and it's here. Let's see here. Okay, so the name Cassandra schema is there. Using Go CQL. I think it's all this stuff. So it works. I know it works. See, this is what I'm talking about. This song is heavy-ish. So I'm gonna add this to my. And then it has violin. That's kind of weird. Anyway, it's pretty. Da, 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 da. See, oh, publish. Oh, look at this. A post. Hi, right. Please note this post covers development up including V1. If you're interested in V2, please go to modules V2 and beyond. What is this? If successful, project matures and your requirements cited past features, da da da. Major version of the module pass. Major version strategies. Yeah, so I'm not doing that. I'm on like barely V1. So let's go back here. Okay, so just following along here. Let's do some stuff here. So clear cat go dot mod. Right, module dot, okay. That's probably a problem. Was that what the other one said when I tried to do that? It said this. This is not found. Okay, so let's try git status, git add, fixed the name in the go.mod file. And then helper, everything else should be set. So rename doesn't fix the go.mod file. Cars go SQL with all that crazy stuff. Yeah, okay. And the testing folder doesn't matter. It's not anything to do with the build. So let's do a git tag v 0.1.3 git push origin v.0.1.3. All right, and then let's try to do. Come on. Blah, blah, blah. There we go. So you minimize stuff on Mac, it's kind of trippy. You have to like actually click on it sometimes. All right, let's try to do this now. Sync packages. No? How about go get github.com/adrian/schema. What? Oh yeah, let's do this. Yeah, we need to take this stuff out because there's two. Viper Cobra, that's correct. Imports, command, Cassandra schema module, blah, 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 latest found. That's not the latest though. New tag, right, git status. Oh wait, how do I list them? Git tag. Yeah, I'm on 3, so, oops. So yeah, so let's do that again. Cat mod dot go dot mod. And there it's saying look for this thing. The required module in go.mod is semantic version. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Show unstable version. Let's do that. Let's run go mod tidy. Right? Yeah. And git push origin v.0.1.3, right? Huh. Git tag, git push. So I did that, what it says right here. And actually, let's do that. We're going to do git tag. We're going to go ahead and do a v1, v1.0.0. Git push origin v1.0.0. Yeah. Module declares it as that. So where is that in this project? If I delete that, go back in here. Delete my other thing. I don't need this either. And let's just run. What the hell? Where is that? Here. Don't even load it. Let's just do this. Yeah, okay, so all my config and stuff is still running. And then if I try to do that again, parsing go mod. Oh, maybe it's module this. I don't see it. Fine. Bitly. What the hell? Tidy. Could be it. Yeah, whatever. So that's in here somewhere. Let's go find that. 0.1.2. 0.1.2. I thought I deleted that and tried to get it again a second ago. Yeah, in project, the whole damn thing. Any thoughts, any ideas, any notions of what's up here? Just kind of perplexed. I'm gonna get this. We're gonna get this though. Okay, so it's not in there now. Let's see if I can do this. What the hell? No, so why is it? just gonna nuke you. There we go. I don't know why Bidley is being called. That is creepy to me. Where is this one? Whoa, this one is over in... Okay, yeah, that's what we want. Alright, let's try that again. Yeah, it's like required, da da da. Yeah, right. Try to replace it with this way replace go. Okay, so let's go in here. Go back and let's try to add it again. github.com/ so over here oh, I changed it back. Conclusion. This post walkthrough process. Standard version of release V1. Future posts will cover how to maintain. Okay. How do you go get github.com/Adrian/Cassandra schema v1.0.0? Can I do that? Whoops. Go get. Invalid char? Oh. Look up message host. Oh, yes. Oh, at. That's right. At. And that's 0, that's 0. All right, I'm gonna do something crazy here. Get status clear. Get full. Make sure I got everything. All right, and I'm gonna actually push this to a whole new repo. Oh shit. Wait a second. Oh, you gotta be shitting me. So we got V1. Oh, I'm still doing that too. Whoops. Man, y'all didn't tell me that my big, giant, fat head wasn't in the damn way. Anyway. Hadron, Cassandra schema. Golang publish module. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna chunk that sucker for a second. Okay, so this works without this. I don't need it at the moment. Okay. So we're gonna get this one out of here for just a second and go back to our other one. And we're gonna remove the Git directory. Let's get rid of the tags. And then git init, git, commit git, ignore, and everything else. All right, and this is going to be schema. A tool, a library to retrieve information about the Apache Cassandra schema. Git remote add origin. Whoa, what did I do? Git remote add origin. Oh, got the wrong stuff in there. Git remote add origin, this thing. What the hell? Come on. Copy the stuff in the thing. Git remote add. Git remote add paste. What the fuck? Okay, git remote add origin git at github.com/Adrian. Cast schema.git. Cast schema.git. Right? There. What? Oh, great. Git remote remove origin. That was the most ridiculously difficult thing ever. All right. Now, git status. Git push origin v1.0.0. Yeah, okay. So then git tag. There we go. So in here, let's do this then. Let's do go git github.com/Adrian/ cast schema. What does this mean? What am I doing wrong? Here is its path, and it's go.mod file. Right, it declares. Can I do github.com/Adrian/cast schema v1.0.0? Right? Oh, that's nice. Oh, it breaks everything. Cool. Love it when everything breaks. So why is that not? So this should go to the tag, right? Do what? Oh. Did I not get status? Git push dash u origin master. Okay, and then tags and the mod file. Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I don't particularly know what the hell to do there. That is super frustrating. Require, let's see, Cassandra schema. But was required as log rest. Yeah, that's what. Anything easy should be updated before you require. Okay, so it's a case sensitive. If this is in another open source project, I'd be happy to PR and update, but otherwise it's something you, the developer of the software, will need to do. Thanks. Oh, so wait a second. Oh, shit. Fixing that mod file. Git push. Git tag. Alright, so git tag v1.0.1. Suspense. Suspense. Oh. Oh my god, you kidding me. One too many S's. Cast schema. There we go. Alright, come on. So 2. Oh wait, whoops. Gah, missed the extra S. Git tag. Oops. Git tag v1.0.2. Yeah, git push origin v1.0.2. Come on. Oh, notice the A. Okay, one more time. Now it was the A versus A. Oh, is that gonna go out in here though? Oh, it should be okay because it's... Oh my god. Did it happen? After so many silly things, I feel like that's crazy. GitHub.com/Adrian with a capital. And then cast... Oh god, I've done it 50 times. How do I clean out my cache? Oh, yeah, of course it doesn't know that I'm doing that. So let's do this. Oh, look at that. Oh, I've left the thing named that all over the place wrong, haven't I? Derper to derp. So let's do get columns, get key spaces. Let's do get key spaces. And we'll go with local host. Or no, wait. We got it in the config file because we wrote that up yesterday. So database host. And that was in root, no. Yeah, root. Yeah, it's just host. Okay. So actually let's break it out like this. Viper.get string hosts. Viper.get string username and password, and we're gonna do host username and password. Here we go. So then host, oops, host name. Oh yeah, and results. And run schema. All right, here goes. Boom, boom. No, something blew up. Oh, no such host. What happened to my? Oh, my tab completion don't work anymore. Works on my Linux machine. Here we go. Okay, Docker. I still gotta call that in here. Got my Docker compose in here. So Docker compose -d PS 2 seconds ago. Okay, so it's running. Oh, do I not have? It's a bad error. Let's do this. Let's run just this. Username and password are set, but are they? Huh. Password host. No such host as lookup. Oh, what? What? Wait. There's no hosts? I don't have hosts set? Oh, it needs, I wrote the message right here. It says the bloody frickin' message. So I don't have hosts set up? Oh, because I just called it hosts. Connection host, local host, cool. And that isn't right, so let's go to root and fix the printout of that. So host would be connection host. This needs to be F. And then new one. There we go, localhost. Okay. All right, schema. And yeah, hell yeah. Finally, we have accomplished what we set out to do yesterday. That's badass. So basically, we have a module. We published a module, and now we're calling that module, which executes a CQL query against the database and returns to us the schema information that we requested, which is just, doing a query, a select query basically against the schema, this table, schema underscore schema, and pulling it all in. So now, just for fun, well, actually, on that note, let's see what time we got here. It's 4:51. We have smoked through the time again. So what I'm actually going to do is begin to wrap up. It's about time that oh God, that was so frustrating. So many goofy little mistakes, but hey, that's programming. Wrapping up here, we should go raid somebody. The question is, who are we raiding? Who is out? Oh, Raimu is coding right now. New Noise works. Program is coding again. Who else do I know that's... I think that's it for coders that I see at the moment. Does anybody have a suggestion for a raid? Yeah, Speaker Freak, thanks for joining. Hope you found it useful. Sorry that took so long, but that happens sometimes. So yeah, y'all, who should we raid? Who should we raid? All 6 of us. Let's raid. Who did I mention was on? Yeah, indeed, it is programming. Raimu8354. We're gonna raid Raimu because Raimu is cool. Often does a lot of various coding around all sorts of stuff. So cool. Have a good one. Hey, join the raid just for a second so we can have more than 2 people do that. Just sit around and I'm gonna hit raid. We're gonna raid Raimu, and then I will catch y'all next time. So here we go. We got 7 seconds. And 1 second. And here we go. See y'all. Cheers.